All right, so we'll continue with air pollution, and this time what we're going to talk about is indoor pollution. And according to the WHO, the World Health Organization, indoor pollution is worse than outdoor pollution. So I joked about taking a hit for the glass. Actually, it's probably better I'm outside. 3.5 million people die annually just globally, just from air pollution. And so those that are more susceptible are smokers, children under 5, elderly, sick, pregnant women, if you have heart and lung problems, factory workers, you know, the usual suspects, I suppose. And actually what we don't realize is that the pollutants in the house are maybe 2 to 5 times higher than outside. And in cars, they say it could be up to 18 times higher, because what you guys don't really think about is in the 70s, which some of you weren't, obviously around. One of the things that has happened is we wanted to save the environment, so we insulated our houses, make sure that the air conditioning doesn't leak out and all those kinds of things. But by doing that, what that has done, it has caused issues. And because what we're doing is we're locking all those chemicals and things in the house. And so the fact that we live in there is not great. I will, if we look at these, what you can see is all the different things, and I'm not going to take time, but I want you to realize of all the things that are in your house. If you look through here, all the things that are being released. So one of the things I always suggest to people is one of the easiest things you can do to help yourself is to open windows, open doors when it is not that hot outside. Try to open it up. Same with the cars. I'm amazed. I drive down in 65, 70 degree weather, and people have their windows up in the cars. Maybe you should ride around with your window down occasionally. Health risks are growing between because 70-90% of the time inside. NDD, get your butt outside. All right, so what are the 4 dangerous indoor pollutants? Tobacco smoke is the number 1. And so we need to, obviously shouldn't smoke. That's a lifestyle choice. But if you do smoke, do not smoke inside the car, inside the house. Formaldehyde is another. That chemical is in lots of things. We use it as a preservative. We used to use it in labs to preserve our specimens. We've moved away from that because it's highly carcinogenic. Radon is a natural occurring chemical in our houses, and really it's in the ground. If you are in a cement slab, or even if you're not, I'm in a raised foundation here, radon is given off naturally, and typically it's not that dangerous because it would just go into the atmosphere. But reality is we build a house on it, and then we lock that house down. The radon gets in, it doesn't get out, and it can build up. And you can actually have a radon test done for your house. You can actually send away to see. Again, you want to solve your radon problem, open the damn doors. And then small ultrafine particles, and air filters would help, and make sure you keep your filters in your house. But these really tiny particles get up into your lungs, and they can't be taken out. And so these are the 4 I want you to know. We have how do we make life better for outdoor air pollution? Is we enact, regulate, enforce laws. We can strengthen laws, and then there's the idea behind authorizing or basically get what we call cap and trade that we will talk about a little bit later. Okay, so here we go. We have solutions for both on how to reduce or prevent. And so I would like you to take a look at those 2 pictures, obviously, but I'm not going to spend the time to do it on the lecture. All right, so there has been some breakthroughs, and that's what I want you, it's not all doom and gloom. So here we got enactment, regulation, enforcement. So 1980 to 2012, we have lowered emissions of the 6 major air pollutants by 67%. Although we are driving more, we have increased our population. so, and we're making more products. So all of these things have increased, yet because of the way we're doing things, we are doing a better job. So I guess this is probably one of the better places to put cap and trade. So the idea is I'm a company that is putting out these chemicals. I have two choices. Yeah, cap and trade means, there's a law that this is the amount I can put out. If I go over that, I'm going to be taxed. So the idea is that then what I will do is I will spend money and I will buy tax credits from another company that's not using their tax credits. So the advantage of that is you do get people paying for going over. The disadvantage, though, is there may not be an incentive to reduce their amounts, and that's probably the biggest knock on cap and trade. I think cap and trade has a place. I think we would be better off kind of thinking more long term. How do we do things better? And for some reason, it's very hard to get our politics and our economic system to shift that way. Okay, so how can we reduce indoor pollution? You can test. You can be careful with what you buy. Again, open your windows and fans. Get the air circulating. Don't store nasty chemicals and things in the house. I imagine if you guys were to go into your bathrooms and your laundry rooms and your kitchen underneath the sink, you have some nasty chemicals. That may not be a good idea. And so there are ways to reduce these things. And again, you can read through these. But we need to do better. So I would suggest you do a walk through your house and just kind of see what could we do better. And with that, we will stop the share and stop the recording.